Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're going deep on Hugging Face.
Oh, yeah.
It's this platform that everyone in AI seems to be talking about.
It really is.
I mean, it's being called the one-stop shop for AI.
Yeah.
We've got a ton of your articles and notes here, so we're gonna, break it all down for you.
Awesome.
So, to start, how would you explain Hugging Face to someone who's, let's say, heard the name but doesn't really know what it is?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think the easiest way to think about it is like a central hub for anything and everything AI.
Okay. A hub, so not just a company.
Right. It's a platform, really, for developers, researchers, really anyone interested in AI.
I see.
They can come together to collaborate on models, datasets, applications, all sorts of things.
So it's kind of like a community then.
Yeah, exactly. There's a real sense of community there.
Gotcha.
And it's constantly evolving, which is exciting.
I was actually just browsing their site, and I saw this trending this week, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's a cool feature.
Yeah. Some of the names caught my eye, like Tencent Hunyuan Large, FLUX1 Dev, and OmniParser.
Wow. Yeah, those are some big names in AI right now.
Exactly. I mean, it seems like there's always something new popping up on Hugging Face.
There really is. It really reflects how fast AI is moving these days.
Definitely. And it looks like Hugging Face is right there in the thick of it.
Absolutely.
So they call themselves the home of machine learning.
Yeah, they do.
And it seems like, from everything we're seeing, that they're really living up to that name.
Right. They're not just providing tools.
Yeah.
But they're actually fostering a whole community.
Okay.
It's more than just a company.
What are the core functions that make them the home of machine learning then?
Well, think of it as a platform where you can create, discover, and collaborate on machine learning projects.
Okay.
And they really prioritize ease of use.
That's good.
And this open source nature, which is huge.
What do you mean?
Well, it allows developers to build upon each other's work.
Right.
And it really helps them move faster.
Okay, so open source is a big deal for them.
Huge. It's part of their philosophy. It's about making AI accessible, not just building cool things, but actually making them accessible to everyone. It's something that sets them apart, for sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's not just about making money or building proprietary software. It's about building the foundation of machine learning tooling with the entire community.
Okay, so you don't have to be a coding whiz to use Hugging Face then?
And not at all. You can use it even if you're not a developer.
Really?
Yeah. Think of it like a massive library of pre-trained models and data sets.
Okay, so what can you do with it then?
Well, you can do all sorts of things, like analyze photos with an image recognition model,
Interesting.
or translate text with a language model, all without needing to write any code.
That's pretty impressive. So you can just pick and choose from these pre-trained models.
Exactly. And it's constantly being updated, so there's always something new to try out.
So essentially, it's a platform for anyone interested in AI.
Yeah, regardless of their skill level.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's like a playground for AI enthusiasts.
So you mentioned pre-trained models, meaning you don't have to build everything from scratch.
Exactly. These models are already trained on massive data sets.
Okay.
So it saves you a ton of time and resources.
Makes sense, yeah.
You can fine-tune them for your needs, but the heavy lifting is already done.
So you're basically standing on the shoulders of giants, so to speak.
Exactly.
Now, you mentioned something in your notes about inference endpoints. What are those?
Oh, yeah, those are super useful.
Yeah.
It's basically a way to deploy your AI models without having to set up your own servers.
So no need to worry about all the technical stuff.
Exactly.
Sure.
Hugging Face takes care of all the back-end infrastructure for you.
Convenient. I'm guessing this is where their paid options come in, right? You mentioned compute and enterprise in your notes.
You got it. These options are for users who need a bit more power and control.
What can you tell me about compute?
Well, it gives you access to more powerful GPUs. And this lets you handle larger data sets and more complex models.
So if you're doing some serious AI work.
Exactly.
And you also mentioned spaces.
Right. So spaces are like interactive AI demos that you can create on Hugging Face.
Cool. So you can show off your AI projects to others?
Exactly. And with compute, you can upgrade your spaces to run on GPUs with just a few clicks.
That's amazing. And what about enterprise? Who is that for?
Enterprise is designed for larger teams and organizations.
Okay.
It provides things like enterprise-grade security,
I see.
dedicated support, and more granular access control.
So it's like a souped-up version of Hugging Face.
Yeah, you could say that. It brings all the benefits of the platform to a professional setting.
But they still have a free option.
Of course. Their core platform and a lot of popular tools remain free and open source.
That's great. They're committed to making AI accessible regardless of budget.
Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned a lot of their open source projects.
Yeah, they've got a ton.
Can you give me some examples? Like, what are some of the things Hugging Face is best known for?
Sure. One of their most popular projects is called Transformers.
Like the robots.
Haha, not quite. Although these transformers are pretty amazing, too.
Okay, so what do they do?
Transformers is a library that provides state-of-the-art machine learning models
Oh, wow.
for things like natural language processing, computer vision, audio processing, lots of things.
So it's like a Swiss Army knife for AI.
You could say that. It can handle a wide range of tasks.
It must be popular then.
It is. It has over 134,000 stars on GitHub.
Wow, that's incredible. So what else is there?
Another really popular project is Diffusers.
Diffusers. What's that all about?
It focuses on these things called diffusion models, which are really good at generating images and audio.
Oh, like those AI-generated images I keep seeing everywhere?
Exactly. Diffusers makes it easier to build and use those models.
Wow, so Hugging Face is also pushing the boundaries of creativity and art with AI.
Absolutely. It's a platform where you can find both practical tools and really cutting-edge applications.
So it's not just serious research and development.
No, there's definitely a fun experimental side to it, too.
Okay, so it's a place for both serious AI work and for just playing around with the latest tech.
That's a great way to put it.
Cool.
Yeah.
It seems like Hugging Face really is democratizing AI, making it accessible to everyone.
They are, and it's really exciting to see.
This is fascinating stuff. It's clear that Hugging Face is way more than just a company.
It's a whole movement, a community driving innovation in AI.
Yeah, it's like they're building a whole ecosystem around AI.
Exactly.
And I'm really eager to learn more about what they're doing and how it's changing the world.
We're just getting started. There's so much more to explore.
Great. And before we jump into that, we want to hear from you, our listeners.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Hugging Face so far?
Let us know in the comments.
Have you used any of their tools? We'd love to hear your experiences. And if you're enjoying this deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated.
We're always looking for new topics to explore.
So if there's anything you'd like us to dive into,
Let us know.
let us know in the comments.
You're all ears.
Okay, now let's get back to our deep dive into Hugging Face.
Sounds good.
We're going to explore some of their other projects and the impact they're having.
It's going to be good. So we were talking about their commitment to open source and, community.
Right, it's more than just the code. It's about creating an environment
Exactly.
where everyone can benefit.
Yeah, and contribute.
Contribute. And speaking of contributions, I was looking through your notes and you had
Yeah.
Safe and Source.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds important,
It is.
but I'm not quite sure I understand what it is.
Yeah. So Safe and Source is all about security,
Okay.
which is a huge concern with AI, especially when you're dealing with sensitive data.
That makes sense.
It provides a secure and efficient way to store and share what are called the weights of neural networks. Yeah.
What are weights?
So think of the weights as the brain of a neural network.
Okay.
They determine how the network processes information and makes decisions.
Cool.
These weights are stored in files, and Safe Tensors make sure that these files are handled securely.
So it's like a security guard for AI.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Especially these days, with all the concerns around AI safety,
Right.
It's really important.
It shows that they're thinking about responsible AI.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you also had tokenizers in your notes.
Oh, yeah, tokenizers?
Is this about making AI models more efficient?
It is. It's all about speed and optimization.
How so?
It provides tools for breaking down text into smaller units. These are called tokens.
Okay.
And this is a crucial step in a lot of language processing tasks.
So, like, chopping up a sentence into individual words or parts of words?
Exactly. And tokenizers does it really, really efficiently.
Okay, so faster and smarter AI.
Precisely.
Okay, and lastly, you have datasets,
Right, datasets.
which kind of sounds self-explanatory.
It does,
But why is this a big deal for Hugging Face?
because it's all about providing access to good data.
Right.
And that is the fuel that powers AI models.
Right.
It's like a giant library of information for researchers and developers to train and test their models on.
So like a grocery store for AI.
Exactly. You need those good ingredients to make something delicious.
Makes sense.
Just like a chef needs fresh ingredients.
And they've made it a priority to share a wide range of data sets.
Yeah, across lots of tasks and domains.
That's awesome. So it seems like Hugging Face isn't just used by individuals and small teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the big names in your notes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like who?
Well, you've got Google, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services.
Wow, the big players.
Yeah, Meta.
Okay.
Even companies like Grammarly are using them to enhance their AI capabilities.
So it's safe to say Hugging Face is widely adopted.
Absolutely. It's become the go-to platform for AI development.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Their philosophy, their tools, the projects, the big players using them.
We have.
But what about how they're actually being used?
Right. That's the fun part.
Like in the real world?
Yeah.
What are some examples?
Well, Hugging Face isn't just about theoretical research. It's about practical application, too.
Okay, so how are they making AI practical?
One way is through their Spaces platform.
Spaces?
Yeah.
Does that ring a bell?
Yeah. So Spaces is a platform where developers can share these interactive AI demos.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading about that.
Right. So it's like a showcase for all the cool things you can do with Hugging Face.
Okay.
You might find a space that lets you try out image generation models or translate languages in real time.
So it's like a hands-on museum of AI.
Exactly.
That's a really good way to put it.
It's a great way to learn and experiment.
Right.
You can see how different models work, get inspiration for your own projects.
So it's really accessible, even for beginners.
It is. That's a key part of their mission to make AI accessible to everyone.
I like that.
Not just the experts.
You mentioned virtual try-on clothes in your notes.
Oh, yeah, that's a really cool application.
Is that even possible?
It is. Developers have created spaces that let you virtually try on clothes.
No way.
Yeah, you just upload a photo of yourself and then you can see how different clothes would look on you.
That's mind-blowing.
Right. It's like having a virtual fitting room.
So AI is changing the way we shop, too.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. It seems like the possibilities are endless.
They really are.
There are spaces for generating music, creating art, analyzing data, all sorts of things.
Yeah, Hugging Face is not just building tools, they're building a community, a movement.
It's really inspiring to see.
It is.
And it makes you wonder, where do they go from here?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll definitely delve into in the next part of our deep dive.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But before we move on, we want to hear from you, our listeners.
Yeah, definitely.
What has stood out to you the most about Hugging Face? What are you curious about?
Let us know in the comments.
And if you're enjoying this deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on all our future explorations.
We're always looking for new topics to cover. We've talked a lot about how Hugging Face is democratizing AI,
Yeah,
pushing the boundaries of what's possible, but it kind of makes you think.
it does.
With great power comes great responsibility, right?
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
When these powerful tools are available to everyone, what happens?
Exactly. We need to think about the impact this could have on society.
Oh, absolutely.
There's ethical implications, all of that.
Yeah, and we were talking about spaces before and how people are building these amazing applications.
Yeah.
I was actually playing around with the Stable Diffusion 3.5 large space the other day,
Oh, yeah.
and it's incredible what you can create
It's amazing.
just by typing in a few words.
I know. It's mind-blowing what these AI models can do.
It really is. The level of creativity, the realism,
Right.
but it also makes you wonder, what does it mean for art? For creativity?
It's a big question.
Yeah, like what happens when machines can create art that's just as good as what humans can do?
It's something we all need to be thinking about.
For sure.
Yeah.
And, it's not just art, it's everything. AI is going to touch everything.
Absolutely. Healthcare, education, transportation.
The list goes on.
It's going to change everything.
And that's why platforms like Hugging Face are so important.
Yeah, I agree.
They're providing a space for open discussion, collaboration,
Yeah.
where we can figure out the benefits, the challenges of AI.
We have to do it together.
Exactly. It's like a global think tank for AI.
That's a great way to put it.
Right. Where experts, enthusiasts, everyone can come together
Yeah.
to shape the future of this technology.
And hopefully ensure that AI is developed responsibly and ethically.
So it's not just about building cool tools. It's about building a better future with AI.
Exactly.
I think that's a great takeaway from this deep dive.
Yeah, Hugging Face is definitely doing some amazing things.
It is. They're not just changing AI, they're changing the world.
Big statement, but I think it's true.
Yeah, me too. This deep dive has honestly been eye-opening for me. I'm seeing AI in a whole new light now.
Me too. It's really made me think.
And that's what we want, to get people thinking, talking about AI and its potential.
Absolutely.
So before we wrap up, we want to thank you, our listener, for joining us on this deep dive into Hugging Face.
It's been a pleasure exploring this with you.
It has, and we hope you found it as insightful as we did.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. What were your key takeaways? What surprised you? Let us know in the comments.
Yes, and if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to The Deep Dive for more explorations into all sorts of fascinating topics.
We're always on the lookout for new and exciting areas to dive into.
So if there's anything you're particularly curious about, let us know.
Yeah, we're all ears.
And until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and keep exploring the ever-evolving world of AI.
See you next time.
Thanks for listening.